You bought a new electric car 5 years ago for $60,000. It's probably worth around $26,000 today. That's a 57% loss. Worse than a gas car, worse than a hybrid, worse than almost anything else on the road. The dealer absolutely did not warn you about that. I guarantee it. And in the next 8 minutes, I'm gonna show you real reasons EVs depreciate this fast. And listen, right now, there is no shortage of misinformation online. You'll have the gas lovers who will try to convince you why EVs are so bad, and then you have the EV lovers trying to convince you why gas is so bad. But in today's video, we're gonna give you all the information you need to know to make the decision for yourself. So let's get into the actual data. IC Cars just published their 2026 depreciation study. They analyzed almost 1 million 5-year-old vehicles sold over the past 12 months. The average car loses 41.8% of its value over these 5 years. An EV loses 57.2%, hybrids just 35.4%. So hybrids hold their value the best. EVs hold their value the worst, and gas cars are right in the middle. On top of that, some specific examples make this even uglier. Like the Nissan Leaf, for example, loses 63% of its value. This is the worst on the entire list. The VW ID4 dropped 13% of its value in just the last 12 months alone. The Mustang Mach-E, the Hyundai Kona Electric, all getting crushed. The only EVs holding value reasonably well is Tesla's. And even a Tesla Model 3 still loses about half of its value in 5 years. So, sparks the question, why though? There are 5 reasons, and reason number 1 is the one almost nobody is talking about online. Number 1, battery anxiety. When someone shops for a used gas car at 5 years old, they're not afraid about the engine. They're not afraid that it will fall out. But when someone shops for a used EV at 5 years old, they are very, very afraid that the battery will die, which makes sense because they've been told it will. The dealer told them a replacement tag costs $15,000 to $20,000. Also, the internet probably told them the battery is on its last legs after the 5-year mark. And truthfully, most of that is wrong. In fact, Geotab's 2026 study of 22,700 EVs found the average degradation rate at just 2.3% per year. At 5 years, your battery still holds about 88% of its original capacity. But perception drives price. Also remember though, perception never equals reality. Used buyers see EVs 5 years old and assume the worst. So they offer less, actually a lot less. This alone accounts for somewhere between 15 and 25% of total EV depreciation. As a matter of fact, the fear is doing the damage, not the battery itself. EV technology is moving incredibly fast. According to the US Department of Energy, the maximum EV range has more than doubled in the past 10 years. The median range has tripled. On top of that, charging speeds have gone up 2 to 3 times. A 2020 EV maybe had 220 miles of range and slow DC charging, but a 2025 EV has 350 miles of range and an 800-volt fast charging that adds 200 miles in just 15 minutes. That 5-year-old EV doesn't just look older, it actually is objectively slower, shorter range, and less convenient than the current model. Gas cars don't have this problem. A 2020 Honda Civic drives almost identically the same as a 2025 Honda Civic, but a 2020 EV feels like ancient technology compared to today's. Used buyers see this and they pay accordingly. Reason number 3 is the aggressive new EV price. This one is mostly Tesla's fault. Since 2023, Tesla has slashed new vehicle prices repeatedly, sometimes by tens of thousands of dollars just overnight. And every other manufacturer has been forced to follow. Here's why that matters for your used EV. Every time the new car gets cheaper, the used version of the same car must also get cheaper. Otherwise, no one would ever buy used. So when Tesla drops the price of a new Model 3 by 8 grand, every used Model 3 just lost 8 grand of value too. Gas cars don't have this. Toyota doesn't slash the price of a new Camry by $10,000 in a day. EV pricing is just way more volatile, and the second owner always has to pay for it. Getting into reason number 4, incentives compressed used prices. Government incentives and tax credits are great for new buyers, but they're terrible for resale value. If a new EV costs $45,000 minus a $7,000 tax credit, the new buyer effectively paid 38, but the used buyer doesn't get that credit. So they look at a used EV and compare it against new ones that have already been discounted. The math compresses used prices downward. This is exactly why used EV prices took the biggest single month drop record when incentives shifted in early 2026. The bigger the new EV incentive in your country, the bigger squeeze on the used market. Getting into reason number 5, a smaller slice of the total car market. Even after years of growth, EVs are still a small slice of the total car market. Only about 10% of new sales in the US, and only about 1/3 in most countries. So when you go to sell your used EV, the pool of potential buyers is much smaller for a used Toyota Corolla or a Honda CR-V. Smaller demand means lower prices, period. There's no questions. As EV adoption grows, this gap will close. But for the next few years, the buyer pool stays thin and used EV prices stay under pressure. Now, let's go into the hidden opportunity. Here's the problem. It can be a disaster if you're buying new. Saying that, it's an absolute gift if you can buy used. A 3-year-old EV is selling for half of the price of a new one, with 90 to 95% of its battery capacity still intact. Think about it. You're buying a nearly new car for a deeply used price. And you can run the math. A used Tesla Model 3 at 3 years old is $28,000. Battery is still healthy. Same supercharger access as a new one. Same software updates. That's the deal of a decade. If you're patient enough and don't fall into the wave of buying a new EV, you will thank yourself later. Again, the first owner ate all of the depreciation, and now it's your turn to benefit from it. But here's the one thing that can ruin this entire strategy: the battery. The number one reason used EVs are cheap is because of battery anxiety. But don't worry, because that's where Greentec Auto comes in. We do hybrid and EV battery placement, and we've been doing it for the past 13 years. So if you're shopping a used EV, get the battery check before you buy. If you own one and a dealer is trying to scare you into replacement, get a second opinion, because we've extended the life of countless EV batteries that dealers had already written off as dead. Your used EV is only a deal if you can prove the battery is actually healthy. Also, like and comment what you think. Make sure to subscribe and check out Greentec Auto to see how much it's going to cost you to get your hybrid or battery replaced. See you guys in the next one.